Which big company has lost $433 billion in market cap? That's a huge amount. Today, we're going to be talking about that. Secondly, is this rally that's going on in the market a relief rally, a snapback rally? Does it have legs? There's clues that are saying, we'll see. Again, we'll take a look at the charts on that. Cover some top news items. One of the other questions I have to ask, of course, is always, is Tesla back? Does Elon Musk coming out and saying, hey, I've got the solution, we're going to sell cheap cars, is that really the solution to Tesla? Hey, everybody, this is Dennis Wilborn, the AutoPilot Trader. Welcome to today's session of Market Tech Talk Live. If you're joining us over on the YouTube, on the Instagram channel, thanks a lot for being over there. If you're joining us on YouTube or any of the other areas, Instagram or Facebook, and or our buddies over there on X, thanks a lot. Just if you would, just drop a note in the chat to say, hey, what state you're in from. And again, answer this question, yes or no. Is Tesla out of the woods? Yes, Y for yes, and in for no. Is Tesla out of the woods? Go ahead and drop a note down in the chat box on that, if you would, please. So this past week, I was having a really good conversation with one of our members, and the guy's brilliant. I mean, he's really a smart guy. He is the AutoPilot trading members. Let me clarify what that means. And he's an economist, and he basically is watching the economy all the time and that type of stuff. But he said to me, he goes, Dennis, you know what? And I said, what? And I won't let you know who it is exactly, but I said, no. He goes, you know what makes the AutoPilot premium service different than other services that are offered out there? And I go, well, because I'm involved. No, I said, well, I don't know. Tell me. He goes, there's three major things. One is your results. Your results have beaten the S&P soundly for the last 12 plus year. Very few, professional money managers out there and do that. And again, this isn't a suggestion, this is a recommendation. What I do is coach and I teach. That's what I do. So that was number one. Then every week I put out a list of 5 stocks, and we trade the same 7 within the same 7 ETFs and leverage ETFs. So we have a very small stable of thoroughbred ETFs that we know over the year, each one of them has the potential of compounding at 100% per year. So that's one of the things. And the stocks that I get, I pull them down from the 14 watch list that I watch from Investor Business Daily. You might be interested in that. And I know that they are top-notch fundamentally wise. And then I basically hone through that to come up with some help, with some of our AutoPilot folks. They help me out with that. I go through that to find the top 5. That constitutes our potential trades for the week. Then we put out the what I call the pre-flight checklist for both the ETFs we're going to trade, that I'm going to be trading personally, and my stocks that I'm going to be trading personally if they hit my entry levels. I always buy at wholesale so I can sell at retail. And sometimes those stocks and ETFs do not hit my entry level, and that's okay, because what I have found that many of the other providers out there who basically run a service and all that kind of stuff, they may have 30, 40, 50 stocks on their watch list that they're watching every week. This is what this gentleman says to me. He says, and then they cherry pick what they're trading, and they may or may not let their members know when and where and to get in. I set up mine so we can do all our trading after hours So there's no emotions, none of that kind of stuff. And so what's cool about it is it makes our list very manageable. And now that we've, with the advent of our Discord channel for our premium members, our Discord server, folks are in there chatting, talking, helping each other out for the premium members. And then the other thing, which this was a big deal to this guy, okay, a big deal. He says, many of the other, service providers out there, they're always focusing on how and when to get in, how and when to get in, how and when to get in. And he says that, Dennis, what you do is you coach people on where to get out. In other words, I help coach people to be winners with their trading, because I think that's very important. I know when I first started trading, I go up 10% on a particular position, and I didn't have a clue you were supposed to take out profits at 10% or somewhere like that, or that I would put in a stop loss to make sure I didn't lose everything. I didn't have a clue. And so what I did is I'd wind up letting the position go against me, and it'd go down to 0%, or in other words, break even again. I go, oh, darn it, it'll come back. And it dropped to 10%, a negative 10% down. And I go, oh, it's going to come back. It's going to come back, because I had this big naval aviator ego seeking, oh yeah, I have to be right. I mean, how hard can it be? Well, I actually watched a couple of positions go to all the way to zero. I'll go down. What's really funny is they would go down to like a quarter. And so I'd buy a $15, $20 stock, and I'd watch that, and over time it would go down to like a quarter or a nickel or a dime. And they'd do reverse splits on that kind of stuff. The company hadn't gone totally out of business. And you would think I would learn my lesson after just once, but I'm a little bit stubborn sometimes. But fortunately, I have learned my lessons. And so that's one of the reasons why I built the AutoPilot trading system, is for people who don't want to be hooked to their computer all the time. They want a clear and simple approach to swing trading success. They have other things to do. And it's so rewarding to me to get emails from folks who say, man, or they'll put it in the Discord channel now, and they'll go, Dennis, he goes, I was skiing this morning, man, and the system took care of me, got me in, got me out. And so, yeah, right on, Lanon. And so, Bailey. No, I don't scalp, Danon. I am basically a swing trader. And again, we want to set it up where we set up our, what I call my fire and forget orders on Saturday and Sunday, and the folks put their orders in, and then there's some minor management through the week. And so they literally do not have to be, matter of fact, I encourage people, don't be on your computer until maybe the final hour of the day, because the final hour of the day is the hour of honesty. It's when the price action is telling us what they're going to do. I trade primarily the stocks that are on the NASDAQ, the Russell, and the S&P. And then, of course, I trade 7 leverage ETFs, both the inverse and the non-inverse. Hey, let's proceed along. So, but I've got news for you. So anyway, I'll come back to that question in just a little bit. Yeah, I don't do any crypto per se, but I do the miners and that kind of stuff. We just had some really great wins on the miners here recently. We'll talk about that here shortly. But let's go into, and let's see, I think I covered the 3 points that the gentleman made with me. And I tell you, when a member tells you, here's what makes you different, and it makes you different in a big way, let me tell you, that makes my heart just jump for joy, because I know that what we're doing has a positive effect, impact on people. And dadgummit, when a person can start that journey to be the hero of their own trading journey, and they've got the tools to know how to trade, how to get in, how to get out, and how to grow their wealth. That's going to affect not just them in particularly, but it can also affect their family. It can affect the generation. It's generational, because the kids, the grandkids, and all that kind of stuff are watching what they're doing and going, whoa, and knows how they're making money in the market. So hey, let's jump over into, let's see, where I want to jump. Where do I want to jump right now? I am going to jump here. So a couple of things I want to take a look at. I'm going to start with this chart here. We've shared this with you previously, and what this chart is, and I'm going to just take my picture away there for a second. This is the percentage of stocks above the 20-day moving average on the NYSE. I highlighted this to you last time we had our session, and we come down, made a low, and as I said, the low that they talk about right here is April 16th. When we go over, and April 19th, when we go over and look at the charts of the S&P, or the NASDAQ, and the Russell in particular, the IWM, we'll note what happened from there, because this was predicting that we were close to a turnaround. And so here's where we jumped on that. Now, as I said, is this a relief rally? Is it a no kidding, hey, we're starting to go back up? But this was a clue telling us that we may get a tradable bounce. Now, then it depends on what the rest of your rules are in order to jump on the rest of it. So if this is over on barchart.com, and it's the percentage of stocks above their 20-day moving average on the NYSE. So that's one. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things in the news. Tesla earnings fall to lowest level since 2021. Tesla stock surges late on affordable, and in an earlier headline, it said cheap new electric vehicles. And so, do you think this is going to be the salvation for Tesla? Just like I said, drop a note or just drop a yes. Do you think it is, or no? An in thinking it's not. Because look at Tesla's drop here. The price performance has not been great, but that doesn't take away from the brilliance of Elon Musk, and we'll see what transforms from there. Next generation platform and robo-taxi. I know he put a lot of information on robo-taxi, which I'm sitting there going, it's in development. What I find very interesting about how Elon Musk does work is he is great at telling the story about what's coming and what it means for the company. Because right now, analysts, of course, are saying that Tesla is not going to be back on par until somewhere after 2025, until sometime after 2025. Also, through the over earnings, there's been 3 of the major officers in the company step down and leave. And let's see what else. That's just about it for the EV. Now, some of the other items that we've been looking at. NVDA slides. And again, this market, if you're looking for a 3-wave type process going down, we just finished maybe wave 1 on a daily chart. We'll take a look at that. Palo Alto Network has a jump in the relative strength. We'll take a look at Palo Alto Network. And then if you've been following the IPO ARM ARM has just had the snot beat out of it. I don't know about you, but is anybody trading ARM out there? We have tried several times to get into ARM for a successful trade, and we haven't. It hasn't really provided a it hasn't really, spun out or proved to be successful yet, but we'll take a look at a chart on that also. And so, let's see, weight loss. No, 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 no. We want to, any comment on Biden, President Biden signing the TikTok sell or ban bill? Absolutely crazy. Major shakeup in the Magnificent Seven, and primarily due to market cap. And let's see what we have going on here. And that's about, and I want to get back on down to here to basically talk specifically about, come on. I don't want to bypass it. Here we go. Let's jump here and see what's going on with this. Tesla has lost $328 billion in market cap this year. And certainly that is a big deal and it hurts a lot. But what's interesting is they didn't beat Apple. Apple has actually lost more market cap than Tesla. And the big reason why is they were not on board with the AI's market value or on AI. They're what called Johnny come lately to the AI story. And I don't know, that's kind of interesting. And if anybody's out there who basically follows Apple and you are a Apple person, how has Apple been handling the AI situation? Any comments? I'll wait there for a second. Okay. So, Lenon, Grandpa, that's very kind of you, I think. What will be the future of the trading community in the upcoming 10 years? Your personal opinion. It will be basically about the same as it's going to be that it has been over the past 10 years. What's more important? What's your opinion about that? Lenon is over the next 10 years. What is your opinion? Because what I've seen over the last 30 years that I've been trading is that the more things change, the more they stay the same. If you go back and look at charts from back in the 1800s, there's Investor Business Daily has a really great chart of Tennessee Steel back in I think it was 1868 or approximately. And guess what? The chart looks the same as the big winners of the charts do today. Why? Because the psychology of people behind the trading is the same. They're driven by the same motivation, both fear, greed, and this type of stuff. And so guess what? When that works out, the stock, the entity, the markets will take on the same personality of the humans who are trading it. And guess what? We humans have not changed that much since that fateful day in the Garden of Eden when Eve ate the apple. So I hope that answers your question. So there's what we're looking at over on, let's see, on Apple. So let's see, let's go ahead and jump in and start taking a look at some charts as I like to do, because this is really my strength. And let's stop sharing that. And let's go share this. I am a technical analyst, folks. I've been doing that for a long time, for, like I said, about the past 30 years. The last 15, it took me 14 to 15 years to actually come, get down to where I have my tradable system. That's not it. And because the first, man, I tell you, it took me a long time to learn it, but the success has been huge ever since we did do that. That is not what I want. I'll get there in a second. There we go. So let's go ahead and jump into the charts, and I'm going to jump into the charts on the Qs. And one of the things with the Qs, it's very interesting. I want to go over here first on the weekly charts from last week. And as you can see, we had a huge down week last week, largest down week that we've had in over a year. And we broke down below the 8-week moving average, and also the let's see, that's the 8-week there, and also broke down through this moving average here, which I think this is my. Let me double check this. Hold on a second. Okay, that's my 20. Now that's my 20-day moving average that we broke down through. Hold on a second. I'm going to modify just one thing really quickly, folks. And I'm going to jump over to another chart that I like better because it's more depictive. Same size, get rid of that. And I'll be right back with you as soon as I... There we go. Yeah, I think you'll like this because I have my other there we go. Yeah, let me... Well, it's not going to let me drop in here, guys. Okay, get over here. Stop. Okay, here we go. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. So let me blow this up just a little bit. Yeah, what I'm working off of is the 8-week moving average. I found that the 8-week, along with the 1.5 Keltner ATRs or ATR Keltners work really, really well. They contain about 95 to 98% of all of the price action. And so, and then also are really excellent on being able to make a determination on how to, what's going on. When prices break down below the 8-week moving average, that typically is a negative sign, very negative sign. And so looking for what we're getting right now is not necessarily a reversal to the last week's big down week, but we're pushing back up towards the 8-week moving average. That 8-week moving average is a strong level of resistance. Once the structure has been broken to the downside, like we have here, then the continuation is expected to go down to the downside. What are some of the other key points here that you should walk away with? And this is one of the reasons why I believe that this is acting more like a snapback rally or a relief rally. Now, we will know once it's proven, because that's how technical analysis works occasionally. We act based on high probabilities of something happening, but we also want to be ready, because even if the probability of a successful trade is 60%, 40%, there's a 40% probability that it'll be a failure. So what I'm seeing here on the NASDAQ, on the Q, as represented by the Qs, price actions broke up. This is a really nice 2-day rally, picked up, approaching the 50-day moving average that you see right there. That 50-day moving average is a strong level of resistance. And as you can see, what's happening with today's price action, I'll blow this up just a little bit more. There we go. Today's price action is a spinning top, small body, not quite a doji, but a small body, large range, indicating there's a high level of indecision right here at this particular point. So I'm anticipating, so once the structure has been broken to the downside, as we see here, that happened on the 15th of, same day tax day, 15th of April, that broke the back. Now we still have an uptrend here that we'll take a look at, but we could basically zigzag, and the zigzags kind of look like this. Here's your first leg down, give you that. Here's our first leg up. Now, where's it going to stop? Normally, if it is just a relief rally or a snapback rally, it will stop at or stall out at one of the moving averages. I'm looking at, since we busted through the 8 fairly easily, I'm looking for a stall out maybe around the 50. So it may creep up just a little bit higher before it starts its next leg down. Then once it starts its next leg down, where's my potential? It will have a support here, but then also support from this uptrend here. And I'll go ahead and just draw that in for a second. And let's zip over here to there you can see the weekly chart on that. That's the longer term uptrend. We take out this low here at 412.59, then watch out below. Then we are looking at probably about the 397 level. And so, yeah, Lenon, a good point. And as I said, it could come back in and just retest this low. However, because structure has been busted, the probability is that it's going to basically break through that fairly easily. If you go back over to I think it was last year. Here we go. Yeah, 2022. We dropped down, broke structure on the 8. Notice we have a rebound back into the 8. Drop again, rebound, and again, this is a relief rally that fails, and oftentimes it's this second bounce right here. That's one you want to be backing up the truck on, folks. I mean, that's one where that is a higher probability trade than trying to pick up this bottom over here, just to let you know. So, okay, so that's what we got with the NASDAQ. Let's take a look at our buddy, the IWM, representing the Russell. Okay, here we go. Similar type situation. Okay, I've had 3 days up, but I'm getting a bearish reversal signal on my IWM right now. Went through a similar type process, relief rally. The other thing that I notice about this rally that makes it suspect is decreasing volume. Decreasing volume. Normally, if we get a stronger rally, the volume will increase to the upside. Take a look over here at, let me get rid of that for a second. So that's the Russell. Again, hanging right there at the 50% retracement, and this is a Fibonacci based on this drop over here. This is a Fibonacci extension, and normally you get a symmetric type move, and so that was this move here, extended up here. It has now retraced 50% of that. Normally, you're going to hit either 50% or maybe the 618 reverse up. This is the magic fib box. Or if we break this, watch out, 78 and the 100% retracement comes into play really, really big, okay? And so, yeah, Lenant, if you hang on, we'll give you an idea on Bitcoin. Or at least we'll try to take a look at the chart on it. I'll take a look at the chart on the futures of Bitcoin. Just hang in there, buddy. You're doing okay. And the name's Dennis, not Grandpa. I don't think we're related. Or you can call me Uncle. That's the courtesy thing to do over here in Hawaii. They where I live, out of a show of respect for the elderly, they call them Uncle. Yeah. Anyway, so IWM pushing up again on a weekly chart. Yeah, it looks kind of interesting from the aspect of we are getting a bullish harami here. So what's happening is we're getting cross signals. We're getting cross signals on a lot of these. So next, let's go ahead and jump over into what are some of the other things that I'm watching? Some of the other entities that I really like to watch are, of course, let me pop this up here. Keep your eye with the current situation. Keep your eye on gold, and I like the gold miners. And they have been in a really nice rally mode here of late. This is that's the weekly chart. It has finally broken out. We may be doing some consolidation here, but gold miners really, really excellent. Gold by itself is not directly correlated to what the markets are doing. So sometimes it can work as a really great hedge for you. And I thank my buddy Jake for pointing that out. Gold XOP is another really nice ETF. As you can see, it's kind of pushing its way up. This rally attempt right here, very suspect due to the low participation. The low volume shows that people just aren't, a few people are buying it, but not a lot of people are buying it to the upside. And so, hey, Mike, how you doing over there? Nice to see you. And so that's what we got for XOP. But let's dive into the other two stocks that we had talked about. And we're going to get to Apple. We're going to get to Tesla. But before we get there, I want to start over here with ARM. ARM Holdings. ARM Holdings this was a darling stock. A recent IPO over here. Back in September, I believe. Launched AI, darling, went steaming up here, but look what's happened. We've almost completely retraced the breakout. The breakout was right there at $80.92. So the question I know that IBD was asking today is this a buy? And the answer that I would have was, well, heavens no. The momentum is shifted down, as you can see here. This is the weekly momentum. And a lesson learned, one lesson to learn from this whole session is if the weekly momentum has shifted to the downside, don't be a buyer until it bottoms out and starts to shift around, okay? And so anyway, let's so right now ARM, no bueno. We do not want to buy ARM right now. I wouldn't, and you take a look at the daily. What's it doing? Well, look, here's the big sell-off, low volume buying, and that is just a wedge back up into a level of resistance at the 8-day moving average. If anything, if you're an option trader, you could be trading options on ARM that it's going to continue to fall. Next in line, let's see. NVDA. Oh, my goodness gracious. That is very pretty. You may be going, Dennis, but NVDA is the darling of everything. And And the thing about it is, but look at that. Okay, it fell from the sky, broke structure. Whenever something breaks through, broke the uptrend for sure, but whenever we break structure of closing below the 50-day moving average, that is normally, and it stays below or tries to retake it and fails like it's doing today, that is a sign of trouble on NVDA. If you own NVDA and you have some of those massive profits in there, it's not a bad idea to cut, take some profits off the table, because trust me, you're going to be able to buy it back cheaper. Remember, tattoo this on your arm. Buy it wholesale, sell it retail. Buy it wholesale, sell it retail. And so let's see what I want to do here. I want to do that. There we go. Yeah. So I want to come back to that. And Lennon, I'm almost about two entities away from being able to talk a little bit about Bitcoin. Okay. So NVDA, and let's take a look at the weekly chart. Well, the weekly chart, we're holding up right at the top of this Fibonacci magic fib box. We break into that, then watch out below. From what I see right now, I mean, this is a beautiful move to this week. Okay, we sold off, came right back into the 8-week moving average, and that's where you could have planted your trap to either exit with a profit on NVDA to get out early, or if you're looking to gig it to the downside, because that's moved how far? Let's see here. Let me get a number. My range, about $76 this week. What about the monthly chart? The monthly chart is also, we got about a week to go on the monthly. It's looking very toppy. Now, remember the last time the monthlies, and I always like to go back and look at what happened in the past. And the last time the monthlies crossed over on the momentum here, price action on, I'll take it from about there. Price action on NVDA fell $238 or 69%. So can it repeat itself? You betcha. It can repeat that. And so what was that again? Let's see. A lot of people don't, I do this all the time with the technical analysis, 68%. So if we have something similar going on here, we're 68%. Go down. And I'll bet you, I'll be darned. Okay, just take a look. There's 66%. Take a look to your left. Notice that was an old breakout area, $317. And if NVDA gets down to there, yeah, Tina, it looks like it is down. Yeah. On MT4. How do we do a stop loss order on MT4? I'm sorry, Fact Master, I don't understand. I don't know what MT4 is. Is that a trading platform? Okay. So anyway, yeah, this is looking very interesting to the downside. The other one we promised we'd take a look at is Palo Alto Networks, because IBD was saying, oh yeah, this is one that could work out really well. And well, let's see. It did get a bounce. Let's blow this up a little bit. This is the monthly. Monthly looks kind of interesting in that it held its past resistance there. Take another look here. Yeah, it looks kind of interesting on a weekly chart also. It has broken back up above the 8-week moving average. Now, the truth comes, what kind of volume? Below average volume, which again makes this rally, while impressive, makes it suspect at best. Now, let's take a look over at the Bitcoin. We'll start with the daily on the Bitcoin. What's going on with that? Bitcoin earlier, and I'm going to take a look at the futures on this. And let's bounce back to the weekly here and also the monthly. Very interesting on the monthly on Bitcoin. Look what's happened. We basically broke out slightly last month to new highs, and now on the monthly charts, and I realize we have a few days left before the month is over, Lanon. However, if we close right where we at, right where prices are at, that would be a dark cloud cover, which is a bearish reversal signal, saying that we could reverse and pull back. Now, I'm not saying, dump all you have on Bitcoin, but clearly this is not the time, based on the technicals, to be buying Bitcoin. Take a look at, that's the monthly. The weekly, weekly showing the same type of thing. We've got a a nice rounding top type of little, top here on a weekly basis. And if we close below the 8-week moving average, watch for a pullback at least to, I'd say, a couple of numbers, 57,475. And then we could all go all the way back down here to the breakout area, 49. Let's grab that number there, 49,435. Now, those are points, and so I look for ranges. So, okay, Lanon, there you go. Any bit, yeah. Looking at the comments. Hey, thanks for the comments. I really appreciate that, folks. And so, okay, we saved. And one last thing. Take a look at that. Yeah, the dailies, as you can see right here. On a daily chart, what this looks like is a head and shoulders type pattern. Here's a shoulder. Here's a complex head and shoulders pattern, where shoulder, head, shoulder, and then it's kind of doing another shoulder. So again, what do we have here? I have a weekly or a daily intraday lower low right here. Took out that low there. And I have a lower high. So, if you are a trend trader, you know what that spells. Okay? Any other questions on that? So for the final, well, I shouldn't say finalize. If you are enjoying this and you are joining us over on the YouTube channel, hey, drop a note down there on the YouTube channel also. And hit the like, hit the subscribe, because on the YouTube, because I do share a lot of information over there on the YouTube, covering strategies, covering my own, my system, covering technical analysis. And so, hey, all about English mastery. You're up early, man. So last but not least, well, it's not last actually, because we haven't looked at Tesla. So Apple, okay, yeah, really great picture here on Apple. It is stuck in a downtrend. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line across these two lows here for the time being. Now, this could turn out to be an excellent opportunity, but look what's going on. We're still getting the same old junk, the lower volume as prices are going up. Now, what may be happening, similar to what happened with Tesla, is we have earnings coming up on the 2nd of May after the market. So oftentimes about a week to 2 weeks before earnings, what you'll have a rally, and price action can run up somewhere between 5 to 10%. And there are strategies out there that actually hone in on just taking earning trades, and they'll go a month or so before earnings, lay in some option trades or buy the entity itself, take the 5 to 10% profit prior to earnings, get out before earnings, and they do that time over and over and over again, and make a really nice living doing that. So on Apple, that's what we've got going on there. As you see, we can also draw another line here. I see it is, I can go here, this low to that low there, and that gives me a kind of a more in parallel line. But what do we have? We came down on the weekly chart, came down to the past lows. Price actions are reversing. However, I'm well below the 8-week moving average. What are we looking at over here on the weekly chart? Yeah, on correction on the monthly chart, Apple is at a critical level of past support, which is right here. We break that. Where's it likely to go? Well, down here. Okay. How far down? I usually use my Fibonacci's just to get a really quick picture. And on that, let's go from that hot low up to, let's go to that high right there. And so often we break the 50. Isn't that interesting? That's the 50% retracement that it's testing on. It breaks the 618. Then we're looking at, there is a range of support starting about the 78% retracement, which is 140, all the way down to the 123. So that's what we've got on Apple. And drum roll, please. And we will jump into the last chart, which is Tesla. So will cheap cars save Tesla? Well, first of all, whenever you get a gap up like we had on earnings on Tesla, this is outstanding. Okay, this is really nice. We consider this a bullish move on Tesla. With that said, what kind of a candlestick are we getting right now? We're getting a spinning top, almost a doji type of candle, very wide range, which is a candle of indecision, means that they really don't know what to do. Large volume, but how much of it was selling pressure from when it bounced all the way up to here? Because remember, there was a whole bunch of people that were buying Tesla right here, thinking that, oh, this is the rally. And so these people up here have been sitting there praying, oh, dear Lord, if you'll just let the price of Tesla get back up to $169, I'll get out with, not losing very much. and so that's sure enough what happened. As soon as it got, as you can see, look to your left, as soon as it just jumped up into that zone, sellers came in immediately. Happens to coincide with the 34-day moving average. Note, we are well below the 50-day moving average. So my expectations on Tesla is, while yes, this is really strong, I would look, and I would definitely look to trade, if this stalls out and fails there, I would look to trade Tesla back down to the downside. Yes, I have a huge gap up window. The midsection of that gap up window at about 153 is strong support. But again, this is very suspect, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Because, I'm not taking off the table, because back here on, this was, and I put on, I got a short over here on YouTube, and on January 23rd, the week of this candlestick right here, when we started to bounce back up for the last earnings, I basically put out a video right here as it bounced back up to the 193 level on the 23rd. Let me make sure there. Yeah, this week right here is, I basically indicated that the downside target on Tesla was 152 for my first one. Well, we hit that. Pow, took it out on last week significantly on huge volume. But wait, there's more. Go over to the monthly chart. There's more downside targets. Now, this may be a rally attempt on Tesla, but just watch that eight period moving average, because that's kind of the line of demarcation. It's such an easy one to watch too. It is just such an easy one to watch. Look, see the rally today, right back up in the 8. And so anticipation, we fail here. We drop back down 118, 101, and perhaps Tesla at $64.60. Okay, well, that was fun. I want to thank everybody for joining today. We'll get you cut off we'll get everybody back to your trading in case you need to make some adjustment to any trades or anything like that. And if you could, just let me know what you've learned today. Which aspect was intriguing to you, and if you are looking for a great system to trade, the AutoPilot trading system is absolutely awesome. But find out more about it by hitting the bell, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll be back on Friday for Trade Your Way to Freedom live stream. So thanks for joining. Aloha and God bless everybody.